Welcome to Real Talk, All Sport. We're here in the nest. I am here with some absolute athletes. Nathan Blake, Darren Campbell, thank you for joining us today. And,
Good day, mate. Well, I had to join you because, you know, it's the nest. I own it. I live here now.
Thank you for being here.
My pleasure, mate. My pleasure. Anytime.
If you want to follow us on Spotify, you can do. You can subscribe to the channel, which is Real Talk All Sport Podcast, and it's available on the other podcast platforms as well. It's also on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, X, Facebook, and Instagram too, with Real Talk All Sport Podcast.
Can I just say, what was it like being amongst brothers and sisters from the motherland? Just briefly, being home on African soil.
I think that, you know what?
Is that a beautiful thing?
It was calm. That's how it felt, Nate. It just felt calm. Look, there's still a lot of issues there. And I could feel certain issues where still black people are second-class citizen in their own country. So that hurts. That always hurts. But
they're running things.
Look, you know what it is. For
I'm saying is a black government.
Yeah, but you know, for me,
but those things are going to take probably as long as it takes the build.
Exactly,
it'll take the turnaround, right?
To change that kind of change is not going to happen in
people
a
like
decade.
to think, oh, we gave you back.
Yeah, no,
we gave it you back.
That kind of change is not going to happen in 10 years, 20 years. Yeah. It's going to take a while, but for me, it was good to see the opportunities that were there. Yeah. I never went and trained in South Africa, but I used to hear some terrible stories from the athletes that went there, even in the way that they were treated. And it was one of the reasons why we just, we're never going to go there. Yeah. So to actually end up there now and still feel it a little bit, but it's not like the stories I used to hear. Yeah. It's not. And I think also, the best feeling for me was just being appreciated. That's how I felt. I felt appreciated. You know, good morning to everybody. Do you know what I mean? It was like, there's a lot of poverty, but they're out there every day working, trying to improve and get better. So that's all you can.
Sorry, Dav.
No, awesome.
Record, man, because it's like, I want to go home one day,
No, well, that's the real talk we're looking for.
That's real talk, man. That's real talk, man. Real talk.
And we decided, so YouTube as well. It is Mr. B Productions -WAL that you can find us as well, and it really does help other people find us on all sorts of platforms, all sorts of mediums to listen to us. So if you can give us a subscribe, if you can give us a like, it'll be really, really helpful as we build this Real Talk empire and get some awesome chats going as well. So first on the top, we've got 3 topics that we want to discuss today.
Yes.
Are we going to go, we discussed that possibly going football first. Do we want to go football first, or are we going to go for the other subject first?
Let's go with rugby, because I'm really interested in like your take of your sporting background.
So past few months has been absolutely inundated in the rugby world. So Wales, massive shift of kind of world rugby teams, players retiring, starting new, starting fresh. We thought, well, it's okay because we got a fast winger as well who's going to try and help us along the way. But 2 days before the squad's announced, it's showing that he is going to move to a different sport. So Rees-Zammit going to try out American football through the international players pathway. What do we think? Because that's crazy. It is crazy in the team of sport of probably our highest talent of rugby. And I want to discuss it with you guys as well, because if you look at like Nathan, we talked about it last time when talking about sprinting, that although you were a footballer, you had your own blocks at athletics. Darren, you moved across to football as well in your career. Changing sports, how hard is it?
That's a great question.
You know put what? It this way. Go on.
And I was going to say it's hard. It's hard.
It's ridiculous because I know at 16, I think I was 15, 16, and I was playing rugby. union with sort of for Pilt Harriers. So my boys like Doyle Henshaw, Paul Kenningale, Kevin Roach, Gareth Body, God rest him, Smokey, Gary Grant. We had a hell of a team, right? But they all 17, 18, and I was 15, 16. And I'd gone through a period where I kind of lost it for football a bit, the love. And I remember my dad saying to me, "What are you going to do?" And I was like, "Nah, thinking of rugby, thinking of athletics." Because at that point, I was going through the growth spurt of getting my legs back because I'd lost my legs a bit. Do you know what I mean? You know, when you grow funny and you can't sprint right? Yeah, and you're running thinking, I feel like I'm going to fall over or something.
Especially how strong you are.
Yeah.
I can imagine with those quads.
I thought about it, but then as a kid, my ambition was always, I used to say to my mum, I'm going to play professional football till I'm 30, and then I'm going to go and play American football because I loved it that much, right? When you get to 25, you start to realize what the body's going through, and you're thinking, American football? You're tripping. It's never going to happen. Right? You can't do it. You couldn't take the knocks. You couldn't take the hits, especially because I watch it religiously. Back in the days on Channel 4.
Yeah.
So you watch it originally. And I look and I think, nah, there's no way. But for him, listen, first and foremost, it's your life, kid. You do what you want with your life. You don't follow people's dreams. You follow your own dreams. And if that's your dream, then I'm like, go on, kiddo. Go and fulfill your dreams. However, will he make it? Listen, he's got mad skills. He can duck, he can dive, he can jink, he's quick, he's got a brain. He's obviously can take physicality and give physicality, but it's a different level over there, I feel. Because when I see rugby players, I remember being a kid and seeing Bob Norston, like Terry Holmes and people like that. When we used to train as Svargans, like a 10-year-old, they were like monsters. You think, God, the size of them. As you grow up and you see, they're big, but you're talking like 6'5" big. Well, they're not 6'5" and can run 100 meters in like 10 seconds. You're dealing with a different animal over there, right? A different beast. And I just think to myself, listen, I would love him to make it because one, it's his dream. And two, it kind of dismisses what I feel people, they think they can control your life, your narrative, what you should do. And that's just not right. You do what you want to do. So, listen.
I feel like that's been the consensus as well by people as well.
Yeah,
that's what people have said
it is
to
now.
as well. Yeah.
You can imagine that like 20 years ago. You know what I mean? When players were going to rugby league, you never played for Wales again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then rugby players were going all over the world touring for nothing. Like, it was costing them money to tour. It's like, what? You know what I mean? So I'm like, listen, the rugby union and the Welsh rugby, they've had their fill. You know what I mean? I think it's down to players now to be able to say, listen, I'm going to go here, I'm going to do that. I'm going to play abroad, I'm going to play in England, I'm going to play in Wales. The game has got to be open to, different people's differences and whatever they choose to do. So for me, I'm going to say he at least plays one season in the NFL.
Do you reckon?
Yes. Because I seen him catching the ball and he looked good. With no opposition, granted. But hey, listen, his what do they call them? The movements? They say the routes.
The routes.
The routes, yeah. The
Mate,
route tree.
He looked hot, man. And I'm like, okay, it's without opposition, but he looked hot. So I'm going to say he plays at least one season.
I'll say I was lucky enough to meet him last year before the Rugby World Cup when I was doing the speed work with Wales. And
how fast is he?
The one thing I will say is he's got that superstar quality about him. He's a very determined young man, and he believes in himself. And I think to be successful in sport, you got to believe in yourself. totally agree with what you're saying. I kind of wanted to do NFL. That was one of my things. I'll either go play football or maybe do NFL. But then exactly once you understand the impacts and the hits, I think you got to be growing up taking impacts and hits. So
For real.
Yeah. So for him, that's not a problem, the impacts and the hits. And I think that's why when the likes of Dwayne Chambers tried it and different people who were fast, the problem is you.
Right where he tried the rugby league, and then his hamstring in the
He
first
was knocked unconscious. Yeah. Well, the reality is it ain't no joke.
You know, it ain't no joke. You can't step into them sports like that.
And you just reality is
contact sport as well.
When it's contact like that, you can't just step into people's sport and think it's going to be easy.
So I think you could just step into boxing, right? Because you used to box when you were a kid.
Yeah, no,
I'd
go nowhere near it. Yeah, not interested.
No.
So I think he's got a shot. Yeah, he's got lots of attributes that will shine out there. He's got the confidence. He's got the swagger. He walks like he's made it. He's got the belief. He's got good hands. He's got really good speed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a big lad. So I think he can potentially make it. And look, again, I've been lucky. I've worked with Christian Wade when he was looking.
Who looked good when he was there as well.
Yeah. So
he was brilliant. Wade was.
They can make the transition. I think if you got, again, with Christian Wade, his feet are ridiculous. You know, the side steps, everything that he can do. So again, you could see how, you know, once you get through the different tests that you have to do to even, you know, get a team. He could do that. And I actually worked with another player who was at Saracens and who changed over and went over there. So the good thing is it's been done before. It's not something that's impossible. And I think with such a star quality like Louis Rees, I just think, he can do it. I think he can do it.
What do you think, Dav? Because you're the American footballer.
Yeah,
you played
you're the
American
expert.
Football in...
So my experience
university,
is, I played in university and I captained my university, played running back. So
that's the hit him up as well.
Yeah. So obviously I wasn't a bruiser. I just bounced. So I bounced and I didn't fumble it. So that's how I kind of stayed there. The thing that interests me is, so I went and did a combine in London in like 2017. And some of the athletes there, absolutely ridiculous. GB athletes were there. I was there with the running backs. They were like, I kept up with them. In the terms of speed, loads of them were faster than me. Loads of them jumped higher than me in the vert. But I had it kind of switched on. I had a really good day. And one guy came up to me and was like, have you ever thought about going to the US? And which sounds really cool. But in that moment, I actually haven't. Because, and which sounds really crazy, but the reason is because I was at university to try and start my life, develop a career in essentially what we're doing now, and I had something else to do. And so the thing that baffles me with Louis is, if it doesn't make it for him, he can come straight back and welcome up both arms. A lot of American footballers do what they do because if they don't make it, there's nothing else. Their family are in another generation of poverty. They're like, it's really tough, and they have that fire that makes them absolute animals on the pitch. And essentially, is it coming, like, trying to dig into your athlete brains? Is that going to be a real setback, or hard to overcome the fact that actually it's like, if he doesn't do it, he's got a cushion.
So you're talking about. Okay, so what you won't be able to give him compared to the others, and it's great. It's great that you went there.
Third life, man. You drive a Lambos, man.
You know what it is, but it's what you said. It's hunger. Okay, because I can, you saying that, I'm like, it kind of took me on my journey.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, he can equally.
That's what I was going to say.
When you want to succeed in something, which is his dream, that's where the self-desire comes from.
Yes.
It comes from within. So just the fact that he probably thought at 17, 18, I'd love to play American football, but I'm on this path now, which is going to take me, and maybe I'll get the chance when I'm 27, 28 or something like that, maybe. if I don't. But it's come at when he's at his not even his prime. He haven't got to his prime yet.
No.
He's just a baby, 22, and he's got that desire. He's already succeeded. He's gone and played for Wales. He scored for Wales. He's gone to British Lions. Yeah, he was in the British Lions squad. Yeah.
And
he played in the British Lions. So, that's the ultimate for most rugby union players around Europe or around, the UK and Ireland is the British Lions. There's nothing above that, right? So he's done that and he's achieved it. He's played in Six Nations, played in World Cup. For me, I just look and think, right, if you've got that burning desire somewhere and all of a sudden it's being realized, that flame becomes a fire. Mm-hmm. Do you understand what I mean? I'm talking from my point of view.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would think, right, an opportunity that I never thought I was going to get, that I've always wanted and loved, because that's probably been his desire since he was like a 10-year-old kid, and now it's actually being realized. Like, mate, I'll be like Pac-Man. Got to chew it up.
Yeah. Awesome.
So do you think let's return it, Dav, because I think like you clearly know more about it than Darren and I. We're just talking from our own athlete perspective.
I think from genuinely having played the game, not nearly to the level that he's going to expect, but it is another level that I didn't go back because it is brutal. I think logically, going over there, if he makes it to a pre-game practice squad, which I think should be the first aim, he's going to make, money-wise, not far off the same he would in a year of rugby. That's smart. Go for it. If he can do that, I think that's a massive accomplishment. If he is the real deal...
deal?
Yeah. Well, if he can do that, past there, into an NFL one-year team where he can make around about 2.5 mil a season to start, that is amazing. And he's the real deal. If you can do that, if you can get past that practice squad, because Christian Wade...
Lots of ifs there.
I know, there's so many ifs.
So what are you going to say? Can he do it? Can he do it?
I don't know.
Well,
I genuinely, I don't know, which is as good as an if.
Effectively, it's like being a footballer, isn't it? Yeah. If you get your YTS or scholarship, they call it now, if you then get pro... If you then get in the first team, if you then become a constant in the first team, if you can get your international cap, if you can get 100 games, that's sport though. Yeah. There's always a level above. Even when you reach the pinnacle as in playing international football, there's still loads of other ifs and buts in between, like can you qualify for the Euros? Can you qualify for the World Cup? Can you win this Ukraine game that takes you to the world? Can you know what I mean? It's never ending.
I think what I'm trying to say is getting a pre-season, that's an accomplishment. That's amazing. Getting past that, I think he's the real deal. And then he'll go even further.
I need a bit more.
You need more?
Yeah, because
I'm not doing it for you.
It feels like you're on the fence.
I don't know if I am on the fence. I think it's
no. So because this is the point. Like with your knowledge, yeah, you were captain. You've watched him play rugby. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you think he can transition? Yeah. What would be the limitations then when you look at him? That trying to learn the different routes. I'm gonna go. Routes. That's like going back to school.
I'm gonna go real honest here.
Go on.
So when he first assigned his position, it was wide receiver, running back. He's not a running back. He is too tall for the position to be running back. And if you're going to be, he's about 6'2", 6'3". That's the same as Derek Henry in the league, who's an absolute. If you're going to be that position and be exactly, if you're going to be Derek that height, Henry. You've got to be an absolute bruiser. Right. Which he's.
Is he Tennessee?
Tennessee Titans. Titans. Absolute bruiser. Which Rees-Zammit is fast. He's not going to. He's not because he's a. He's just a different kind of person.
Yeah, a different animal.
Derek Henry. To be a receiver, is going to be, mentally he's going to have to get past DBs. It's really hard. And the catches I've seen so far as well, because it's not against anyone, you can't judge it.
Yeah.
Genuinely. I've played receiver, and when you see catching the ball at full pelt is really hard. Catching when it's standing still, it's easy. It is easy if you're doing it every single day.
Or easier.
Yeah. Compared to if you're running 100%, trying to catch a ball that's in the air whilst there's a guy looking at your legs thinking my shoulder can go through that.
Or you're freaking, because they can go helmet to helmet. You know, I think it's banned now, but they still
targeting,
do it because it's so quick, the game.
It's so quick.
Right?
I just think it's so incredibly hard. I don't think he will make it past preseason because it's so incredibly hard to do.
Okay. See that?
But I hope he does.
That wasn't tough. See?
Yeah.
Inside, I'm crying right now.
I
don't like conflict. It's not. That's
Don't
why I
like
need.
being put in the spotlight.
That's why I need people like Nathan to back me up.
No, but you know the good thing. The thing is, listening to what you're saying. How can I put it?
It makes sense.
It gives me an understanding of actually how, and it's giving everybody an understanding of actually how difficult it's going to be.
It's so hard.
Because you can get carried away with the limelight, right? That is portrayed. I'm just going along with the rides. I'm like, this kid, he's like a Don in Wales, and he's like getting an opportunity that he's dreamed of, and boy, I see I
think the key is after listening to you, I just feel right. Don't put no pressure on him.
Oh no, listen,
not that we're trying to do that. But I mean, people on the outside,
pressure comes with the territory, right? You play for Wales is like extreme pressure, right? Now you've gone over there. Anyone who is a bit narky and what we call haters are going to be salivating at the day you fall, right?
He's got a massive target on him.
But but again, that's motivational.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Haters, man. Yeah. Haters, hate all you like, man. I'm going to keep playing.
What I will say is, I'm looking for, what I'd like to see him is on a kick return, catching that ball with a bit of space and just letting him go. That's what I want to see.
Okay, when special teams, man,
a special teams coordinator's there going to be rubbing his hands, be like,
special teams was coming after you, boy. It's like, no, just catch it and take the knee, man. Right? What's it called?
Fair catch.
Fair catch, man. Yeah. Just one arm motion. Catch the ball, like, I ain't coming in. Like, you're going to run at me all you like.
Check Nathan. Don't touch me.
Yeah, man. Or kick that shit out of the in zone. Kick it out, because I ain't returning it against you monsters. Because special teams come after you like rabid dogs, mate. They honestly, boy, I tell you what, I just think it's a different sport, man. But good luck to the kid, man.
I think he'll do it.
Yeah, I'm going on the Rees-Zammit documentary and the couple of catches I've seen him, and I'm just giving it some love, man. I just say, go on, go for it.
Oh, all the best. Yeah, wish him all the
best.
So go on to topic number 2, which this is actually, we're really lucky with the amount of sport that's coming up, which is cool. So topic number 2, boxing. We've seen some.
Man, love boxing.
It's really nice how much love for boxing there is here.
Yeah. Well, I started when I was 5, over in Underwood, and I tried to tell my friends I have my first amateur fight at 6, and they told me you can't have an amateur fight at 6. And I said, well, I was in the ring with my next door neighbor having a dust up, and they were like, oh no, yeah. Well, it turned out, my other mate said, yeah, you can have a dust up at 6. So yeah, I love my boxing. So. Come on, Dad, what you got?
So, Anthony Joshua, Francis Ngannou. You saw Francis Ngannou against Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Arguably, this is the coldest moment I've seen in sport in a long time. Francis Ngannou's walkout. He starts walking out to the ring. To his left is... I'm trying to think if it's to his left or to his right. But I think to his left was Kamaru Usman. To his right... walking him down, Israel Adesanya. Seeing that trio,
Africa, coming for you, boy.
How cold was I saw them walk. I was like, oh my word.
There's 3 dudes you wouldn't want to mess in, right?
Yeah.
That was serious walkout. That was serious.
Yeah.
They were going to war.
Yeah.
And that's what he put on that night. What I will say is, I think in Tyson Fury's defense, I think he was thinking ahead to the big clash.
Didn't take it seriously, I don't think, or serious enough.
Yeah, just serious enough. He would have taken it serious because he wouldn't disrespect him. But it's not like fighting for all 4 belts.
A 5-round max fight.
Well, it's for all 4 belts. Do you get what I mean,
Yeah.
Nathan? It's a bit I think
Even though I think he won the fight.
Yeah.
Ngannou.
What you think? Yeah, I think Ngannou won the
And
fight.
I love Fury. But I thought Ngannou won it.
Yeah. On what we saw that night, Ngannou won it, but I don't think we saw. At best, he was 80%. I don't think he was 80%.
Yeah.
I think what we're gonna see in the big heavyweight fight with Tyson Fury, the shape that he's got into, I think he's on.
He's a different person to what he was in the Ngannou fight.
Right, because I think he's on. This is the last one. Do you get what I mean? There's one more thing he wants to do, and he wants all 4 belts, and I think that's his last mission.
What are you talking about, Fury?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're talking about Ngannou.
I
Joshua.
know, but I just wanted to say, I just because it kind of gives context. Because I don't think, because this is going on, so I don't think Anthony Joshua will underestimate. Do you get what I mean? Because you got Anthony Joshua going in there. I don't think you're going to be able to take some of the hits Tyson Fury took. I don't think you'll be able to do that. And actually, you've got more to lose. Mm-hmm. Do you get what I mean? You've got, like, this is a nightmare. This is an absolute. If you lose this fight, it's an absolute nightmare in the respect that, how'd
you come back?
Yeah, how'd you come back? And, people already disrespect Anthony and don't give him the respect that he deserves. But you lose to Ngannou, and it's almost like everything you've done doesn't matter.
It's like losing to a YouTuber. You know what I mean? Or like Floyd Mayweather losing to Conor McGregor. It's just they're combat sports, but they're 2 different sports.
They're 2 different sports.
One you fight for maximum 25 minutes, right? In an octagon for 5 minutes, 5 rounds, and the other you fight 12 rounds for 3 minutes. So what's that? 36 and 25. So that extra, time you're spending in the ring.
And also,
it's hard. How do you train yourself onto that level? And that's what I thought. Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor. Floyd's so intelligent, and like one of the greatest to do it, if not the, especially in that weight category. Well, in that weight category, he is the best to ever do it for me. But intelligence, where he's just like, Conor started off like, and it's like, yeah, mate, this is boxing, bro. You might fight for 5 rounds, but I know you'll be knackered in 3 or 4 rounds of this. Plus energy, nervous, tension, all these things play a part. So I look at this fight and I think, I'm going to surprise you probably, I think Ngannou wins. Because I think the confidence Ngannou would have got from going 12 rounds, because that's a psychological barrier we hear in boxing for every amateur or young professional, when he's got the 12 rounds under his belt for the first time. How many times have you heard that, right? It's a big thing to get over. It's a big hurdle. And for you to come in your first pro fight against the belt holder, against the man, and survive, but not only survive, a lot of people thought, including myself, thought he won, right? Because I think Tyson was kind of, I'll probably get him out there in 6, 7 rounds, so I'll train, but I'm not training to my max, right? I think if they both go out there at their max, then I think Tyson wins, right? But I thought he kind of, not in any disrespectful way, you just underestimate that opponent. You automatically would. But like they say don't underestimate your opponent ever in combat sports, right? Yeah. So,
but it's hard. Everything you're saying is right.
To then go 12 rounds, and people going, well, for me, he won it, right? And for other people around going, bro, I thought Ngannou took that actually. Like, Tyson was looking all floppy and all that late on. Looked like, boy, one sick in the stomach and you're done, mate.
One Superman punch.
Yeah, man. And he was out there. But he didn't. But I just think with Anthony, like, I don't think I've ever seen him fight as well as he fought in his early days. I think the Ruiz thing really has taken away from Anthony. Right? I would love to see him go back street knowledge rather than I'm going to become a boxer. Because he's chiseled like, do you know what he reminds me of? Ken Norton. Back in the day. Chiseled, mate. And even Ali will tell you, boy, Ken Norton was a fight. You know what I mean? He was a tough hombre, like hard as nails, just chiseled all over his body. And I think, Anthony, you frighten most people just by looking at you.
Mm-hmm. Someone at the door.
There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. Hey ho, diddly ho, there's somebody at the door. It's lady. Take a seat, mate. So I would say I'm going to go with probably a surprise, because I think Ngannou will put at least, will catch Anthony a few times. And I think that's where Anthony's psychological it's changed over the years. I think he what happened with Ruiz almost told him, like, you can get hurt. Because if you think about before that, he got in some wars with, like, Dillian and Klitschko and like, took punishment, got up off the canvas even and said, right, yeah, but handle this, bam, and just came back. But since Ruiz, and I heard him say, like, after the knockdown, I don't remember the rest of the fight. I've heard him say that. So he got through the fight without, like, it's just on autopilot. But then, to digress slightly, or quite largely, I remember George and Carl Froch. George Groves. And their first fight, where Groves dings him, and Carl gets up and eventually wins the fight. They say a controversial stoppage, but he couldn't remember. I've seen his interview. I couldn't remember after I got dinged. So he's just gone into, like, pitbull mode, autopilot, just fight. So I'd love to see Anthony win, of course, but I'm going to surprise a few. If I was a betting man, I'd be putting my money on Ngannou.
Go on, Chris.
Welcome to the game.
Well,
That's an interesting
you
one.
gotta go
Come
straight in
in.
now.
Well, it's interesting when you say about Anthony Joshua. I think you're right. The Ruiz fight, if I can get there in the end, I think he got hit, but he didn't know. I think he just didn't know how it happened, and I think that's the scary thing for him. Yeah, he didn't know how it happened.
Because it was a brain scrambler. It wasn't a chin.
It
was a brain scrambler on the top of the head.
Exactly, and he didn't see it coming. Didn't feel it coming. Whereas the Dylan White, the Klitschko's, the other little rumbles he's had, he knew it was coming. He felt that. He was like, okay, I need to be aware of that. Where the Ruiz, he just didn't know where it come from, and actually, most probably didn't feel it as much, and thought, why am I feeling this way? And I think that fear is always there. If I get caught with one of them again, and you could see that as we go see in the fights, he just doesn't want to get hit. But his last fight, to me, seems like he went back to the old Anthony Joshua, where he was a bit more confident, he was a bit more attacking, he was coming forward. And then the question is, we know Ngannou can punch and he's got power. Now, what's going to happen when he gets hit off him? Is he going to react like he did with Klitschko and with Dylan White? Or is he going to go back to what's happened?
It's a big test.
It's a big test.
And he can take licks, by the way, Ngannou.
Yeah.
He can take a lick.
Yeah.
That's the thing with UFC, them little ass gloves. You got to be able to take a dig.
His pay threshold will be different as well. Do you get what I mean?
But
Because
also as well,
he's taking him to his head. He's taking him, paying thresholds.
But also as well, he would have learned so much more from the Tyson Fury fight. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So much more.
Well, I said going 12 rounds is a massive thing for boxers, and he's done it in his first fight against the man. Not one of the man. I know people say Usyk, but I don't think Usyk gets anywhere near Tyson. I think Tyson, like...
Well, that's why Tyson got into shape, because he respects him. Out of all of them, he knows he can box. He knows he's got speed. Do you get what I mean? But he hasn't got power.
I don't want to lose to a cruiserweight.
He has to approach it in a different way. Yeah, he doesn't have to, but he has to approach the fight
I
in a
don't want
different
to lose
way,
to a cruiserweight.
which means he has to work. He has to put in the work.
But it's like, I'm gonna say, imagine Klitschko back in the day against Usyk. Klitschko, jab, jab, lean, push, wait. Usyk don't have time to dance around.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
you close him off,
that
jab him, close him off, jab him.
But that's the ring
put your
knowledge.
weight on
That's
him.
the ring knowledge
Right,
Tyson has
right.
ahead
And that's
of
what I felt.
ahead of Anthony.
That's
That's
what I
what
thought.
Anthony was trying to get.
I thought that's what Anthony should have
extra
done
bit
to
of
him.
knowledge.
I thought
Do you
that's
get
what he
what I
should have
mean?
done to Usyk, Anthony Joshua. I thought you paid him a bit too much respect and allowed him to get into. It's like a football team. You allow them to get into a rhythm. You allow them to get, because every time he caught Usyk thought for about 30 seconds, damn, I don't want any of that. What was that?
You could see it.
Boy, you can see like you're thinking, no. So I look at it and I think, man, of course, I'd love Joshua to win, and I hope he wins, but there's just something about once you Rocky 3.
Oh, you're not going to bring it up.
Rocky 3.
No, stop.
One of the best
Stop.
lines. One of
Yo.
the best lines. No, let me just say it.
Okay.
One of the best lines. Mick says to Rocky, "We're not fighting Clubber Lang." Remember, they're at the freaking at the statue unveiling, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and he's like, and Clubber's like, "Hey, pretty woman." Yeah, Rocky goes, "I'll fight you," you know? Right, go back to the house because Mick says, "I'm not involved." And he says to him, "You became civilized. You've lost your hunger, in other words. You've lost that eye of the tiger," right? And then what does Apollo do? He has to come and get it back. That's what he says. You have to get it back. And that's what I think Anthony, I would love to see him get that, like, against Dillian White, that attitude. Dillian can dig like any boxer out there. Right? He can dig, mate. He's no joke. But Anthony was like in their first fight, and Anthony's just, he'd taken a couple of licks and he's just walking him down with that devil grin. Like, "I'm coming for you, bro." If he can get that Joshua back, we'll be tired, man. I wouldn't want to stand in his way.
Yeah. Because Joshua can punch. We all
He
he
can
can punch.
Yeah, he's probably the hardest hitter.
Yeah. And they all know that. That's what they all fear him.
Yeah.
But
that's what the problem is. That's all they fear. That's been the problem.
So is it just good?
Once you work out not getting hit?
Yeah. So is it just going to be a slogfest then? Because if you like, I remember when Joshua.
No, I think Joshua will box.
Because
Joshua will box sensibly.
Because I remember when Joshua fought Usyk, he was like, Usyk essentially said, Usyk boxes dancing around. He said, "I'm a heavy hitter." So do you think he's going to have to change that?
I think that's what he's been searching for. Yeah, because if you just a heavy hitter, the problem is as you go up the ranks, yeah, those guys can take a punch. Also, they know how to evade a punch. Also, they're not just going to wait to get hit or be afraid that I'm going to get hit. So they know that by going in close to get their shot off, they may get hit. But
and that's exactly Francis Ngannou as well.
Right. So that for me, the difference for Anthony is the one going now into this fight with the higher ring IQ. And that's why he should win this fight.
But everything
to get what
to
I mean?
lose
Because
and nothing
most
to
people,
gain. Everything to lose and nothing to gain. That's
Listen,
the thing.
Nate,
All he gains is
I'll
riches.
be honest. I wouldn't be going in it.
I wouldn't if I was Anthony.
I wouldn't.
I'd
No,
be
because
saying
I'd
like,
be sat there
like,
going,
okay.
What?
Okay.
I win.
Oh.
I win. Everybody goes, well, he came into your house.
Yeah.
There's too many things where I don't win.
Yeah.
I win the fight, but there's always an excuse of why he lost. Do you get what I mean?
My
Because
question
he's
is,
not boxed
why
up.
is he fighting? Why is he fighting Ngannou and not Fury?
Well, he can't get that fight done for
That's
one.
down to that. But when both fighters, this is where the promotion gets involved too deep for me. When both fighters say, like, I want it to happen, make it happen. It should be made, mate. You're the champion, you have the belt. You're the former champion, you want the belt.
But that's why people love UFC.
And that's why I've migrated
That's why they
over
love
there.
UFC.
Right?
Soon as
Because
somebody-
you're the best, you fight
Yeah.
the number 2.
Yeah, you fight in 1 or 2.
Yeah,
Do you get
simple
what I mean?
things.
If 1 and 2
if
can't
you clear
fight,
out the division,
you fight in number 3.
you go down
It's
to
like-
5.
Right, and you can call man out, and man will go, okay, let's get it on. Yeah, let's speak to Dana. And
But one thing I want to say is that, like, for this fight, for Joshua to take this fight, this is so dangerous for him. Yeah, it won't be said for so many reasons, but the guy he's fighting in Ngannou is a guy that can actually, out of all the boxers out there, if you hit him hard, he's gonna be like, okay, yeah. Tyson Fury don't want to get hit. Dylan White don't want to get hit. Usyk don't want to get hit. All the other guys, if they felt Joshua's power, they'd be like, okay, back off. We got to box. We got to be a bit smart here. And Ngannou's going to be like, okay, yeah, come on, let's go. And that's a big danger. And if Joshua overcomes that, I think that's
There's
where Joshua
another
goes.
issue that
No,
he's got to
Joshua
overcome.
I think he'll go up in levels. I think
Yeah.
people start to fear him
There's
again.
something else
His
he's got to
confidence will
overcome.
come.
I think the engine, because Ngannou's a big guy. Yeah,
It's frightening.
and he did the 12 rounds, and it
That's
didn't.
what I'm saying.
It didn't look. It didn't look a problem.
It didn't
did
look a
not look a
problem.
problem.
Yeah.
And I think if an Ngannou comes in with that same engine, which I think he will.
Well, it'd
do you
be
get what I
better.
mean?
It'd be better
Yeah,
psychologically.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's like
so
it's
that's
like,
a problem.
It's like, you know, when you do Mirtha Mauer and you've done it, and someone says to you, right, we've done 3, and last time you hear you done 3, and they say, right, you're gonna go a 4th time, and why? Because you know, right, I've done 3 before. I want to go that 4th time. It's a psychological.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. It's such a big
He's climbed
psychological
many
barrier that he
mountains.
got over in his first
Yeah.
fight, and not against most boxers, or every boxer, I would say, who's been a champion. You see them mashing up the journeyman, don't you, first 10, 12 fights, mashing up the journeyman, knock him out first round, second round, first round, second round. And everyone goes, whoa, he's going to be... And then some of the fighters, they come up against a decent journeyman or someone who's, okay, well, I'm 6 unbeaten, you're 9 unbeaten. And bang, they get that first proper test and they go to sleep. What was the big boy from Liverpool? The white dude.
Oh, no.
And he was
exactly what you mean.
fancied big time.
Yeah.
No, not Darren.
No, he won Olympic medals too. I know the one you're
You know
talking
what I'm
about.
talking about.
Yeah.
And he
but he
looked
kept
like-
getting knocked out.
He got sparked
And he's supposed to
by
have a good punch.
some Americans.
We're gonna
who-
have to Google. Come on,
yeah,
man.
that's gonna have to be a Google.
Yeah, because we can't,
Come
we
on,
can't
Dav.
like do the show and not have the guy's
Liverpool
name.
heavyweight. And he was like favoured as
David Price.
David Price.
David
Didn't he Google it?
David Price.
You got Christian
That's
Malcolm.
it, David Price.
I was there
And
somewhere.
you thought he had technical ability, great size, great shape, right? Looked good. But what happened? I can't remember the American who beat him, but it wasn't like a big name American. Beat him twice, I think. Sparked him twice, and that was the end of him. That was the end of him. So when you're on that road to, you know, getting your 12 rounds, it's such a big thing because in the first 10 fights, you spark everybody out at heavyweight normally, right?
And it's 6-round fights.
Yeah, and then the first time you go the distance, people and have 8 rounds or 10 rounds, people go, oh well, you know, it'd be disappointing not to, you know, knock the man out. He's got a 9-0 record, and the fight always goes, no,
can't
I'm
win.
glad to go the distance.
Yeah, it's in me. I got that.
I you know, it's up there.
So then to wrap this one up, then Nath, you reckon Ngannou,
I'm gonna go Ngannou, yeah.
Darren, who do you reckon?
I don't know what to say.
Come on, man, you made
I
my
am,
man
I'm
get off the
gonna-
fence.
Yeah, you made me come
I
off
didn't
the
say
fence.
I'm not going to say
Yeah.
it. Listen to what I said.
I'm gonna
I said
call him-
I don't want to say.
I'm gonna call him the Ninja
I'm
Turtle
gonna
boss.
go-
What was his name?
I'm going to go
Splinter.
Anthony Joshua.
Got splinters in his body.
Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua.
They go Joshua. Cross.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Do you know what? I felt in Joshua's fight there was something. His last fight, that there was something there that he can get through. But Ngannou's such. I think out of all the heavyweights he could have picked, this was the wrong one for him. I honestly do. Honestly.
Matchmaking is the biggest money draw,
Yeah.
right? Because when you see what my man did to Alistair Overeem in the UFC. Remember that?
Yeah.
That uppercut.
Yeah. Yep.
That uppercut, Jed. Alistair Overeem was a dawn in pride. That's probably it's even worse than you. Not worse. It's even harder than UFC because they can stomp on you and all that, right? My man was the dawn of that. Come to UFC, won the title. Okay, has lost a few fights, but fought my man. My man hit him with this uppercut. I've never seen a fighter hit that hard where his neck springs back and his head literally touched the back of his shoulders, right? And my man was cold before he touched the floor, and then Francis, just to make sure, comes with his hammer blow like, but daff. Jed, listen, my man got what I say is pure, natural, African, born Zulu power, bro. Right? He ain't messing with that. That's a serious power. But it's naturally in a lot of black men. Right? They don't do weights.
Yeah.
But they got a natural physicality.
Yeah.
You see, you're one of them. Yeah. You're one of the lightweight ones, but you're one of them. Yeah. Right? I used to see you curl some ridiculous. What was that? What did you used to clean and jerk in your height?
145.
Right. Try clean and jerk in 145, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. When he was skinny too. What did you used to clean and jerk?
120.
120, and he don't weigh nothing but $1.05. You know what I mean? My man can Cheerio, freaking who for the Cheerio?
68 kilos, boy.
Yeah. See the Olympics, boy. Windy day, blow off track. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's that natural power. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's going to be good.
It's going to be really
great,
good.
man.
But I gotta give an answer because you're right. I can't sit on the fence. You know, I would have said before this. I would have said Joshua, but listen to the debate. You know, and do you know what? I'm gonna go Joshua, and I'm even.
You just can't see what they're circuit.
I'm gonna stick with Joshua because I just think that there's a turning point in his last fight. Yeah, and he's actually gone through. You know, the bad times. You like to think that he's
I think he's on the other side of the storm. I don't think so. I do. But I don't think he should have took this fight.
I hope he's on the other side of the storm.
No. I think he is on the. I think he's on the other side, but he might just go back in.
Really, really scared me, as in his mental health. And I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. 100%.
That's where I think.
100%.
I seen his interview, and he said something in an interview where he said it was alluding to being an ex-roadman, which we all know about, right? And kind of don't want to lose it all. As in, you've seen ultimate sports people, Mike Tyson, end up bankrupt.
Yeah, you got so much. You can't. Well, the only way you can bankrupt is if like.
Yeah, but listen, there's ways you can do it. Trust me.
Yeah, I know there's ways.
There's more. Look how many American footballers earn hundreds of millions and end up
but
broke.
what I would say is, if you don't want to be bankrupt, then you need to stop boxing and have your own eyes on your dough. Do you get what I mean? Because there comes a point. That's
look
the problem.
Your boy Hussein. Look your boy Hussein. My man had 10
but
million in the account, and my man dusted him out. What I'm saying is, that is a paranoia of his. That's a fear of his. And we all know, when you come from street like that, it's an understandable paranoia. That's what I was saying.
No, but then he still lives there.
No. But he's not talking about where he lives.
I know, but I'm
he's
talking about
losing his fortune.
My paranoia. Yeah, I know what you're saying, But that for me, it came to the point where I'm not afraid to go back there if that's how it goes. Do you get what I mean? Yeah, not that you want to go back there, but you can't. There's a point where you have to.
That's my point. That's the whole point I'm making.
You can't.
That's what I'm saying. Because when I seen him and I seen that, because we all understand it.
Yeah. You need to.
You don't want to lose everything you had.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Wants to lose
it's an internal conflict, exactly.
There's a point where,
you get the haters who are glad to see you back here.
again, you got to let go.
Right?
Of that too.
But yeah,
They're the
but
hardest
not
bits.
all of us. Like you
I
got,
know.
we probably let go of them things when we turn 40 odd.
No,
My
I
man's still a young.
I only let go of the recent.
Right? So
No,
we're
I'm not saying.
Right.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
Anthony's a like not as a
I'm not
baby
saying-
for us,
I'm
but
not
he's
saying-
a young man for
I'm
us,
not
right?
saying it's
so these things
easy.
come, these kind of wisdoms comes with age.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
was what my worry is about him psychologically, was that when he said what he said in the interview, I was thinking,
I think
and
he's
it's
had
only
a lot of
certain cool
reflection.
man who understand them sort of things.
I think he's had a lot of reflection on a
Right.
few things.
Listen, I hope he wins. I really do, but I just don't think he will. I think he got a lot going on in his
What
head.
I'm going to say is, I don't think. Look, we'll never know if he's healed. Only he knows whether he's healed. But I know, I just looking and that breakdown, whatever you want to call it, that episode, it's because he's put everything on the line and he couldn't understand because he's a thinker. I think that's one of the other issues, is a deep thinker. And in his mind, he couldn't understand how Usyk turned around to Usyk. You got beat by Ruiz once, yeah. Now Usyk's a lot better than him, so he is capable of beating you. So the fact that you're having to air that in the ring, that scared me. Do you get what I mean? When he was saying, I can't, like, how did you beat me? It's like, that's going into areas.
Well, he's in a different place. He's not. He's not.
Yeah.
In,
It's
he's not
delusion.
in, that's what I'm saying.
It's
That,
delusion.
and that's.
So I think he.
You think he's through that?
Listen, but
hope.
Nath, whether you're through that or not, the problem
that demon
is
was always there,
that's
right?
And there's another storm. Do you get what I mean? Yeah, because you can't heal, you're still in it. That's what I will say. Yeah, you're still in it, so there's not enough reflection time to actually appreciate the whole journey you've been on. Do you get what I mean? Because you wouldn't fear going back to road when you realise how far you've
Remember
gone
what happened with George Foreman?
from road.
He was going to bust
yeah.
Ali's ass.
Yeah.
Ali Boumbaye took his ass out. It took him out for years, bro.
Yeah.
Psychologically,
Yeah.
years. My man made more money off the grill than he did off boxing.
That's always been my fear, though, for Anthony. Yeah, because he's gone to. From what I know, he is from road. Do you get what I mean?
He's a road man,
He's
yeah,
gone.
that.
He's gone to realms where a lot of people have only dreamt about. Do you get what I mean? And there's no template. He's going to make mistakes. And I think sometimes people don't appreciate that the journey that he's on is tough. Yeah, and there are going to be mistakes, and there's a lot more haters than there are, i.e. around you, that are actually showing you love, that actually want to see you get there. Initially they want to see it. Do you get what I mean?
It's not just that as well. Like, how many of us really take guidance when we're 22, 23, 24? You think you know it all. You do.
No, but he's 30 now.
Yeah, but even at 30, you're still in your prime, really.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's the people. That's why I was saying, Nate. It's the, okay, I see us as being fortunate, yeah, because you don't get different groups of friends from kind of different backgrounds, different parts of the country.
Yeah.
So I can always sit down and have a conversation and relate it. Do you get what I mean? And I think when Anthony first went there, again, it's what I would have done if I'd have had success.
Take your mans with you.
I'd have taken my mans with me.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd have taken every single man with me.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And I think when you watch around him now, there's not 20 man. Remember the photos they used to have in the ring where there was like 20 man. Do you get what I mean?
But then that creates
what you
again,
don't
that creates a
realise, it
divide in
creates a lot
his
of
head.
Well, it creates a lot
Yeah.
of pressure. Do you get what I mean? Because
certain people be saying you got to cut Darren, you got to cut Christian, you got to cut Dav. And but they my boys from morning.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And how can I? And then you have to go to their man and say, yeah, you're gone. And then man's like, after all the years we've been together, we've been through junior school,
It's
high
tough.
school, this and that,
Tough.
me and you, I done time for you, and this and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
With what we know.
this is what I'm trying to say. Who's he got in his corner, right?
I hope he got peeps.
Who's he got in his corner,
He's bound to have still
He's
some
got
of his.
peeps.
No.
He's got
But
peeps.
it's having the right people, right? Yeah, we all got it's having the right people that can understand your journey, right? So you got your peeps there, but do they really understand? They're there supporting you, but they're looking at you going, hey, did you lose that? You know what I mean? If I come home and I ran bad and it didn't go well or anything like that, I know I could talk to you guys. I could talk to Kevin. I could talk to Doug. I could talk to you guys because you guys have been there, understand from the bottom to the top and understand where I'm at. I could have a conversation. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't talk to certain other individuals.
And I think
who hadn't
that's
actually
what
been
bothered me when he's not like let the likes of Lewis in.
But that's what I was going to say. So you haven't got like a big brother like
Lennox. I think that's probably his biggest mistake to date.
Yeah.
But you have to make your own decisions, bro. It's only when you turn, that's what I'm saying. It's when you turn 40 or 50, you look back and think, yeah, I probably could have done and should have done that different, Because, if you're going to lean on anybody, bro, who better than that,
you need to go down
man?
somebody that's been down the path. I always feel that. There's a certain point where,
who's been down the same path as you,
that's
who you can talk to.
Go down now.
Yeah.
You're not just looking to hold one belt. You want to be unified. Okay, so then for me, all right, I wanted to be Olympic champion. Okay, in Britain, who's been Olympic champion? Linford Christie, right? And I need to be around and see and understand and feel and
Colin
sense.
Jackson.
I can still have I can still have my own mind. Do you get what I mean? And I'm not going to change. But I need to see how they did it. Do you get what I mean? I thought I trained hard, and then you with them guys, and you realise you ain't trained hard. Do you get what I mean? You train hard every day.
But it's not just that. It's when you're in your time, right, where you're facing adversity, your challenges, and your family and loved ones will always be there, but they don't really understand because they haven't walked that path. But Linford, you could talk to, has walked that path. Yeah. Colin, you could talk to, has walked that path. Do you know what I mean? Who has he got that's walked that path can really understand, and say, and just him on his own. Because like you said, Nate, he's conflicted in his mind, and when he sat there on his own, that's when it all comes out. And then when something doesn't go right, like it did with Usyk fight, you see what happened. He's talking this, he's talking that, this is all coming out. And there's no one there going, oh, come, we'll talk later. Don't leave it, we'll talk later. And then you can see it in that person's eyes because they know they've been that path. No one else could have done that. And that is the only worry, I guess, for Anthony Joshua. At this moment, I think he's in the right place. But this fight, if it doesn't go well again, it could take him all the way back. Yeah. That's my worry.
Come on, Anthony. Come on, my youth.
So we got three. So we got AJ.
I'm going to go AJ.
AJ. I'm going to go AJ as well.
Okay.
And then Ngannou.
Yeah,
there, Nathan, which is fair enough. Which is absolutely fair enough.
Man.
2 topics down. Final one now for today. We have Wales against Finland. Nathan Blake.
Yeah, well, don't come to me. Go
we have to go. Hold on. Can't start with the athletes. Did you play for Wales?
Yeah, once upon a time. Once upon a time. It was a long time ago.
Do you think they can do it, Nate?
Hell yeah. Yeah. If you would ask me coming out to the World Cup, I would have said that we were in at 6s and 7s in the World Cup. We were. There's no point trying to dress it up. We were all over the place.
I think it was coming to the end now of a journey.
So many of them.
Yeah,
right?
it's too many.
It was like they're trying to repeat the heroics of 2016 Euros with like Joe Ledley, like Superman, man.
Yeah.
He just he was injured and then managed to get back and played in the tournament.
Everything was against.
And Gareth he wasn't even coming down the hill. He was at the foot of the hill, right?
With his golf clubs.
He was still the only man who I think, he's the only man I would have wanted in the USA game on the penalty.
Yeah.
So we knew we were going to get moments still with Gareth, right? Moments that other people can't produce. Yes. That's the thing.
Yes.
But taking that aside, we were disorganized, we were like a dog's hind leg. We were all over the place. We looked like a team that really and truly hadn't played together in the World Cup. That's how we looked.
Whereas now, we've got the Wales B side, also known as Leeds, the Wales C side, known as Ipswich. Surely they're playing together now.
No, they are. And you know, a big sort of a big positive that's happened for Wales is JJ and Ethan playing together in central midfield. All right, Jordan James to you, holding midfield alongside it, because people weren't given, they were raving about Jordan, but they weren't saying why they're raving about him. And the reason why you had to rave about him was because the boy passes the ball forward, right, as a central midfielder. So many, I would say 8 out of his 10 passes go forward. Another player like that is Bruno Guimaraes. He's one of the highest midfielders for passing the ball forward, even if it's 5 yards, right? And that has made a huge difference to Wales. And also, he's very good defensively. So him and Ethan struck up a great partnership.
He looks like he's freed up Ethan Ampadu so much.
Yeah, well, Ethan's either a centre back or a holding midfielder. He's not someone who's going to go box to box, right? You've got your Aaron Ramseys for that sort of jobs. Yeah, Harry Wilson can do that sort of job. Who else is there?
You got Brooksy.
Yeah, Brooks can do that type of work, right?
And Broadhead looked quite good as well.
Yeah, great name as well. Yeah, but I honestly think they can. This might be controversial, but like Ramsey hasn't played for like 6 months, right? I think Latvia was his last game. I think he scored in that game, but he hasn't played the last 4 games. I know one of them's Gibraltar and a friendly, but he hasn't played in the last 4 fixtures or 3 important fixtures, and they've managed to do really well. And I think that for Rob Page and the team gives you renewed confidence, right? Okay, so Superman has gone, Bale. The man who covers the earth has gone, Alan. And our John Deere golden tractor that can go all day and score goals, he's still here. Oh, but he's gone. Or almost gone. He's now in sort of Gareth's position, finding it hard to stay fit.
Yeah.
And, for the team to look at those sort of players and think, we haven't got them no more, it's daunting, right?
Yeah.
It's daunting. Yeah. It's daunting. So
they're world-class players. They've
top players. So
world-class players.
And produce at vital top-class moments. Right? That's the thing about the 3 of them, especially in Ramsey, Bale, and Allen. In your biggest games, they were always there.
They
produce. They turn up.
It was like
they're always there.
You 7 follow us.
Yeah.
Right? And then
we got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to then say, well, those are gone now, and Aaron's still holding on. He wants to, but you know what it's like in sport. Your mind says yes, your body says whoa. Right? And that's where he's at the moment for me. But
so do you think Rob Page is the man right now?
I think he is the right man. I think he's in a far better position since he's got those 2 holding midfielders covering his, whether it's back 3 or back 4. I think that is, you know what they say, the heart of your team. Your goalkeeper, your 2 centre halves, your midfield, and your centre forward. But they got Moore, Brennan Johnson, David Brooks can all play 9. Harry Wilson, false 9s. They've got so many options. Yeah. Brooks coming back has been huge.
Yeah, playing well.
Brooks, Harry Wilson, they're 2 wingers. Brennan Johnson, winger striker. All of a sudden now, Kiefer Moore. You've now got 4 Premier League and score goals in Premier League, playing at big clubs. Okay, David's gone down to Southampton, but they're flying, And when he come back to Wales, boy, the boy got some skills, man.
And you've been honest about David Brooks, because I remember when watching, and there was the rumours of him going to Southampton, and you just went, yeah, fair enough, but he's a Premier League player.
He is a Premier League player. I would love to see him go to Newcastle.
But he needed to play, didn't he?
Yeah. But I still think, like,
has he signed there or is he on loan?
He's on loan. I think the best Bournemouth, he's in the team. Yeah. That's my opinion. I think you play him long enough, he becomes like one of your main attacking.
But I think after illness,
players.
he probably had to build back
Well,
up
he is,
his
yeah.
confidence and everything.
He is building back,
Yeah.
and bit by bit,
Yeah.
he's getting there. And what he needs is go Southampton and play back-to-back games.
Yeah.
Right, strengthen again everything. But no, I think we win. I think
Yeah,
we beat
because
Finland.
a couple of months ago, it seemed doom and gloom.
No, he was in and out.
No, not him.
okay.
I'm
For
talking Wales. It seemed
Doom and gloom. That'd be a nice trend.
well, I gotta be nice.
I was like, damn, it's gonna be another 60 years. I'm gonna be gone.
Listening to you speak now, it feels there's a lot more confidence than in what's happening, because it's what you just said. Like, when you put it like that, when you think of Bale's highlight moments, they're like up there with the best highlight moments of any footballer, and that's what you always do. He was capable of delivering. So you haven't got that, but then I guess it's kind of getting that balance right now, where you've got. They're not superstars, but they're good players.
So we've
by
got,
what you're saying, it sounds like there's a lot of good players.
Instead of 4 or 5 stars and 1 superstar, which is what we had, we've now got 4 or 5, 6 stars. Which, when the 3 and none of the 6 I'm talking about is Bale, Ramsey, or Allen. Even though Ramsey is still around. So before, we were thinking, whoa, how is like this team now? We're picking Championship, Premier League, and League One players. It's not going to get it done. It's not going to get it done without Superman, right? Without a Bale, it's not going to get it done. Or a Ramsey, you're not going to get it done. But now, I truly believe they'll beat Finland. And then it'll be Poland or Estonia. And both of them at Cardiff City Stadium. Boy, that place is different, boy, when it's rocking. Listen, I'll never forget the day they played Belgium and needed to get a point. And they played Belgium probably 5-6 times in the last 10 years. Always seems to be Belgium.
I'm so bored of Belgium.
Yeah.
Oh,
we won in 2016, though, was you? In the
yeah, apart from that one.
Yeah. They played Belgium, and I remember watching the national anthem, listening, and Wales always sing like an a cappella. They'll start it off, and then they'll turn like the music down and just listen to the crowd. And I swear to God, never mind hairs go on the back of your neck, right? If you had an afro, it would be all over you, standing over your side of your head. Let me tell you, I looked at Kevin De Bruyne, and when it finished, it goes on a high little pitch at the end. And I remember he done this, as if to say, wow, nah, that's like, it sent chills down his spine. And I was thinking, whoa, this is going to be a game. And it did, and it ended up in a draw, and we qualified. So I think they win.
And it's nice as well, because I think with you were saying about having a superstar Bale, as soon as that was going, everyone just went, Brennan Johnson's got to be that guy. We don't think that now. No. At all. We think he's part of a squad that are all pretty good as well.
Stars. 5 or 6 stars. It's disrespectful to me. That's why I was saying to people, it's disrespectful. It's nothing to do with Brennan, but it's disrespectful to put a kid in that category. Right? That's like saying a kid who's coming through at Brazil now, say Richarlison was coming through at Brazil now, he's going to be the new Ronaldo. Bro, like, one of the greatest players ever walked the earth. Do you know what I mean?
It's a lot.
Like, Bale's up in them... Right, Maradona categories. Do you know what I mean? Bale's in a different league, bro.
Well, not Maradona, but he's
not for Wales.
Around there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, he didn't play for Argentina.
As an equivalent. Sorry, I thought he was like putting him in the world with like LA.
Because we got. I would say, like, for me, it would be like you got a Bale, you put in there. You got Ian Rush, put in there. Yeah. You got Neville Southall, legends. You got John Charles, you put in there. Yeah. You got John Toshak, you put in there. There's over the years, there's probably been about 10, maybe 8 to 10 players who you put in that, your Pelés, your Maradonas, your Cruyffs, and we've got, and listen, he's the last one, mate. Yeah. And I seen that boy do things that mesmerize. Mesmerize, kid.
Bale's amazing. To
at
me,
your most,
he's one
when
of
you
my
need it
favorite
most,
players.
need it most,
time.
and there's minutes left on the clock, and there's a free kick.
Yeah.
You've all
not
played
even just
football.
the free kick. You know, like when we talk about Bale, for me, what flashes is the Real Madrid where
The overhead kick.
The overhead kick.
Yeah.
It's not, to me, that's not talked about enough in world football.
Yeah, because of Ronaldo, I think. But I say to people, what you don't understand if you've not played the game is if you watch that goal, it's not a high cross. It's like a low-driven ping, which means the ball is traveling quicker. And he's had probably 0.1 of a second from it leaving his foot, realizing the flight, catching the flight, and turning my body because he's facing that way, turns that way, overhead kicks it, flush, top corner. Mate, I'm telling you now, one of the best goals I've ever seen. Simply because of what? It's not like someone's played it over the top and you're running, or you've gone through him.
Yeah, and you're watching it.
You know, like Messi's goal when he does the Maradona one down the right-hand side. Unbelievable, right? But when you're in that flow,
Once you get into the flow,
the
that
picture
split
starts
second,
opening,
right?
The picture starts developing as you go, right? I can see him coming out my periphery. I'm gonna go there. I can see him. I'm gonna go there. And all it's not all it's about, but you're hoping you can keep close ball control, right? But that is from the time the ball is kicked to the ball is in the net is a second. And in that second, you've had to work out the trajectory of the ball, the speed of the ball, what you're going to do with it, where you're going to put your body. And Gareth's a big lad. I'm going to jump up in the air, I'm going to overhead kick it, and I'm going to plant it in the top corner.
But he scored goals like that all his, like out of nothing goals all his career. Like you look at the one against where he ran past Mark Bartra, absolutely burnt him. Scored that goal. You look at with Mike on as well. And then one of the goals I remember years ago was I got some friends from Germany, massive Dortmund fans. Like go to the games there, and they were coming to Wales. I was like, you got to come to a Wales game, and they were playing Scotland. I was like, you got to come. The name was Eckhart, and he's no longer with us now. But he was an amazing striker. He had a son called David, who's the same age as me as well. Really good, like absolute athlete. So I was put to shame with this guy. But I was like, guys, you got to come to a Wales game. It's going to be against Scotland, so a good rivalry. And there's this guy who plays for Tottenham called Gareth Bale, and he is world class. And this is me as a young teenager at the time. I was like, he's world class. And then I remember him because he goes, yeah, but is he as good as Miroslav Klose? Like that. And I went, and then better. I was like, what better? He was like 9. And then come out. I don't know if you remember, it was a short free kick just outside the halfway. Short to Bale. Bale takes 3 steps. Dips it. Touch one, bang, dips it, right by the goal when it happens. Clears, like, he just runs past Charlie Adam like he's nothing. Puts this shot in, top corner, world class. And it's not talked about.
He's not talked about enough.
And it was amazing. I looked at these German guys.
It's a Welsh thing, though.
Yeah.
He's not talked
But
about
I looked at these German guys.
I'm telling you.
I looked at these guys, I was like, better than Miroslav Klose.
I think Ronaldo, like, I don't know.
No,
when he went Real Madrid, it just, for me, never got
I know we're
love.
digressing, but I would say in the Premier League era, I don't think there's been a better player who's got a better range of goals than Gareth. If you look at the 100 Club, and you look at your Shearers, you look at your Ian Wrights, you look at whoever, I don't think there's someone who can match Gareth 100 goals. They come. Remember his volley against someone where he's on the edge of the box here and it comes across and he volleys it first time, bends it.
Yeah.
Outside bends,
running through,
right
through the middle, down the left, right foot benders, left foot benders.
I think the only one that gets close
is Ronaldo
and Henry.
Yeah,
right. Ronaldo and Henry. Yeah,
I put him there. Ronaldo, Henry, Bale.
Yeah, that type of player that could do it. Because he could score the little crossover. He could score. He's a goal scorer. you get what I mean? But I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but that's the difference.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bale could go down the wing.
Yeah.
Like, there's only a couple.
Right, he's a striker and get you like
Shearer's a
12
striker.
goals a season just from poaching.
Yeah,
Well,
Shearer's a striker.
So it's easier for them, man, to get 100 club.
Yeah.
And they thought he was a left back as well.
Yeah. And then, Spurs, remember?
Yeah, he was a
Remember
left-
they said,
yeah,
like, we never
forget
win
that.
when he's in the team.
Yeah, left back. Yeah,
He's a left back, yeah.
He was a left
yeah.
back.
They didn't win a game, did they?
Yeah,
When
they
he was in
didn't
there
win a
for a
game
while,
because they tried to blame him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I say it's a Welsh thing, Darren. You English?
That's similar to you then, Nathan, as well. You was your first game left back, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
you're right. It's a Welsh thing, man. You don't know why he played left back. Why he played strikers at left back.
Yeah. I did start left back, mate.
Yeah,
but
it's a Welsh thing, yeah.
It's different, like when
know
you're
when
playing
you
against
guys
Man
score
United
goals.
or Bristol Rovers. But yeah, so we digress. But
Okay,
yes, I
so
think
Wales are on the
qualify.
up. Wales are on the up. It's looking good. You think they'll beat Finland? And in the second game, then?
Well, it's either going to be Estonia or Poland. Most people are going Poland already, but you know, it's like sport. You never,
So if they get
it's not
through-
100%. But both of them at the Cardiff City Stadium,
So
which is a
you're
huge.
thinking Wales will do it?
Yeah, I think we're going to Germany. Yeah. I know, like a lot of fans will say, "Don't say it," but I'm like, well, listen, like you have a goal, you don't. That's sport. It's like I don't have that sense of I don't want to jinx it. Like no, like I believe in what we got is good enough.
You can't jinx it. That's the beauty.
You can't jinx it.
Everybody's worried about this jinx
There's
thing.
nothing I can say. Jinx don't speak this spoken
You know,
to.
that's from the
Playground
playground.
school.
I jinx you.
Jinx don't speak this spoken to. They don't speak to you for an hour. Come on, that's 2 hours. Extra hour. No. So, what do you think, Chris? Because I know you love your football.
No,
being
I
a
think-
Welshman and all that.
I think they'll go through. I think the players at the moment at their clubs are playing really well individually. I think that like it's like you said, when you got Allen, Bale, and Ramsey, you know, I think the team themselves realize that they're dependent on him, you know, and losing those guys in certain games is going to take a bit of a transitional period, which I think they've gone through now. And the fact is, those players have been able to go back to their clubs and play really well and then come back together as a team. And they've started to pick up results. Is giving them confidence. Because even this little breakaway now, a lot of the players have improved. You think Brendan Johnson going to Tottenham, he's won them a few games, you know, whether it's assists or goals this season. So I'm quite confident, actually. I think Wales will do a good job. Very
What about you, D, being a Welshman?
I mean,
Well, you got the red.
You've been living in Wales longer than you've been living in England.
Yeah,
so come on, man.
man. You're
Your
trying to
family's
make out
Welsh.
like
You
English
can't
rap.
tell
How long
me
have you
that.
lived in Wales, Dar?
31 years.
You've lived there longer than I have.
So there you go, Dan.
Thanks for that.
That's
This
a
is a
lyric,
true
you know?
Welshman. I've been born
So
now.
black as well. Live the love of life.
Anyway, English.
Tell him that. Tell him.
But you know what? What I will say is I hope you make it because it's always.
Don't say you.
What's you?
Bro.
Don't start that. You
I
man.
mean,
I'm English. Jack.
okay. Here's a question.
I live in Wales.
Here's a question.
Go on.
If one of your boys was playing for Wales football,
Yeah.
what would you be saying then?
Good luck.
Well, you still English. You adopted Welsh, man. You got to.
No, like I just said, I want to see Wales do well. Oh, I think the question that you're asking me, if England to play Wales in the final of the Euros, who will I support?
Yeah.
England.
Wow.
Out. Out.
Wow.
Out.
So you wish your boy good luck,
Like I said,
but really what you're saying is bad luck. Is that what you're saying?
no, the best team will win. So I wish him luck, i.e. score 2.
Yeah.
i.e. score 2, England win 3-2.
Yeah.
You got your luck, England got the win, everybody's good.
Yeah. I mean,
At least give him a hat trick, like 4-3 would have been alright.
the World Cup was hard to take, man. With the English, like they just ruined us over in the World Cup. Like I said, we were awful in the World Cup, and that was hard to take, man. So it's hard, man. It's hard. You know, you go in there like, and you kind of knew you was gonna get hooked up, but you're convincing yourself.
Now we could do something.
Nah. But deep down, man, you know, like someone asked me the
tough.
question, "What you think?" And like I was like, "Well, you know, it's the third game, innit?" They were like, "Yeah, so you know, like, you know, if you run a marathon, 3 of them in like 10 days, you're probably gonna do your best time in the first one, and because the second one you're gonna be a bit tired, and the third one you'll be even knackered." So our best performance, I doubt, is gonna come in our final performance because the boys are already knackered, traveling, you know, different country, heat and what have you. And then we just got slapped up, man. But you lot overrated anyway.
Don't hate on England. Let's
No,
not have
I
that.
know.
That's
I know.
not for tonight.
I can't because
I think.
Well, my daughter's English, isn't she?
Well, there you go.
So you know, like my boys say to her.
Born over the bridge.
Yeah, up not.
So it looks like that though Wales are in good stead though. So we got a good spine, we've got a good atmosphere, we've got
Great atmosphere.
the best atmosphere. So we've got things are in our favour, which is a good conclusion to make there. What's next after that?
You have to beat Finland to get to Estonia or Poland, and then we're back to where we were, Ukraine. It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. We don't get those easy qualifiers. groups,
Never,
like,
yeah,
so-
yeah. Yeah.
You need to earn
I know.
those easy qualifier groups.
There's San Marino in every freaking
They're not
every
given to
qualifier.
us.
Every qualifier. San Marino v England.
They're not
San
given
Marino
to
game.
us. You have to earn them. You need to be in the right group,
Category.
in the right pot.
Yeah, for real. Dutch pot you need to be in. Yeah. So listen, I like I say, I think we qualify, but listen, make no bones about it. I'm saying it. I'm not being blasé about it. It's not going to be easy. You know, never is when you have to win, is it? You know, never as easy when you know what you have to do. People go, I'd rather knowing what we have to do. Yeah, that means there's no get out. So if you lose, it's done. All right.
I think that concludes our second episode of Real Talk All Sport. We've dived into some really cool things in switching sports. Rees-Zammit, AJ and Ngannou. It's going to be a massive fight. And then we think Wales should and could make it to Germany as well.
And Christian turned up.
And Christian Malcolm is here.
Graced us with his presence.
Not many people get to appreciate this, but you boys, you got to appreciate my lately today.
He's been calling himself lately.
in full effect today.
Yes, man.
So be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, formerly Twitter, X, and Facebook as well on the Real Talk All Sport podcast. Be sure to give us a like and subscribe on Spotify as well, as it really does help people find us. It gives the people opportunity to see us as well on there as well. And then also, if you want to watch this on YouTube, you can find us at Mr. V Productions -WAL as well.